Just finished my leg workout. It's great. Man, that took about an hour, but let's recap what we did. So today we did power cleans, did 3 sets, worked up my way to 185, did about 5 reps in total, 185. Called it a day there, building up my power again. And then afterwards we did squats, heavy squats, 3 sets of 3 at 275. Working my way up to that 315 squat. And then after the squats, we did the calf raises, seated calf raises for the soleus. That's a really good muscle to train for when you're doing sprints, because at the start, you're gonna need to have a stiff ankle to transfer that power correctly. If your ankle's weak, all the power from the glutes that you develop from squatting, it's a waste because you have a leak in your energy transfer system. So we worked that to strengthen the ankle, which is honestly just as important as the glutes, if not more. Then we did these RDLs on a machine. Now what I like about this machine is you don't use none of your forearms, and you just load up the weights, and it's like a squat and it's a squat and hamstring machine. So I don't know how to describe it, but it's the ones where you it's a C shape kind of. It's kind of like that C shape squat machine that's been trending this year, but not that one. It's one where you can squat or turn around and put your shoulders and do like front squats. But I did RDLs with those. Loaded up like 7 plates on each side, and I just went hard. Did a few heavy reps on that. Try to make sure I was using all my hips. And on that exercise, it's not really your hamstrings that's working, it's more of your hips. I need to maybe adjust my feet so I can feel my hips and hamstrings the whole way. But we did that, and then we did Nordic curls, a couple sets of that. I'm extremely weak on Nordics, so that's the one area that if we improve on this year, get like 1 set of 10 on Nordics, I'm telling you, we're running a 10-second 100-meter dash easy, because I was running 11 seconds with a weak deadlift, not even a 300 deadlift, a 180 clean, and no Nordics at all. And I was running 11 seconds. I was squatting good though, so the glutes did carry me. But imagine if I matched my ankle strength, hamstring strength with my glutes. It's over. It's over for everyone in the Olympics, right? But that was the leg workout of the day. And in regards to the weight loss so far, today, one of the people that work at the gym, they recognized me. And that's interesting. You know, when you get kind of fat, this is the truth. People don't acknowledge you as much, or you become more invisible. It's just the way it is. I've never been fat until this last year. I wouldn't say I was fat, but I definitely put on some weight, and it changed how my face looked compared to my previous years. And things didn't come so easy like they used to be. Things were just a little more challenging socially. And it wasn't horrible, but you definitely notice a difference now. If I was obese, I can't even imagine. I wonder how life quality would be if I was obese. It would suck, right? So just with that little weight change, people do treat you differently. And today, since I'm on the cut, one of the people there recognized me when I graduated, because we graduated at the same ceremony. What a coincidence. And they're like, oh yeah, I kind of recognize you. Like, I wasn't sure if that was you. When people say that, they do know it's you. They just don't want to bring it up. Now, if you were at your best shape, people gravitate towards you. That interaction would have gone like this. Hey, congratulations on the graduation. Then the person would have said, oh yeah, I saw you, congratulations. They wouldn't be second guessing if they saw you or not. So yeah, if you've gone through this is facts. But anyways, look, we're about to go up that hill again. Have you seen the movie 28 Weeks Later? You know that opening scene when the zombies come over the hill? This is that. That's this part. But I'm actually gonna record this when we go up the hill just so you can see the view. So let's get up here real quick. Okay. Boom. Would you look at that? Oh man, I think my front camera scratched or something, because you see that blur? That sucks. Let's get up here. Burning time. So the workout was good. Saw some of my gym peers today, and they were leaving as I was entering, so it's like, oh well, they're on with their day. Time to go get mine. But so far, we've lost 5 pounds, or 4 pounds. Some of that definitely water weight, but some of that has to be fat, because when I put my hands over my abs, I've gotten used to feeling a little flab with bumps, but now it's feeling much smoother. So another 5 pounds, it's a game changer. I'm telling you, when you lose fat, this is the truth. Let's say you are 200 pounds and you lose 5 pounds of fat. That is about 5% of your, no, that's 2.5% of your weight. That's just 2.5, right? But if you were 100 pounds and you lost 5 pounds, that's 5%. So even though both people lost 5 pounds, one is a greater percentage than the other. So the bigger you are when you start losing weight, it's going to be easy because you have more room, you have more energy to spare. Your body is just going to go hard and start burning it off, right? But you're not going to notice much change. As you get lower in weight, every pound that you lose with every time you weigh yourself, it's a greater percentage of your overall body weight. So if you lose 1 pound at 180, that's going to be a smaller percentage of of weight you've lost compared to when you lose 1 pound at 160. Now the benefit of that is every pound you lose, the changes get exponentially greater. It's like a J curve. You're so heavy that the weight that you lose at the start, you're just going to barely notice. It's going to slowly rise. Your waist might look different. Your face is definitely not going to look different unless you have really good bone structure. But most people are not even going to notice you've lost 30 pounds. And you're going to think you want to quit. But there's going to be a point. There's going to be a point where your body has to now start getting fat from the last places it'll use fat, like your face and your neck, your ears, the back of your neck, your love handles, all that. You're gonna reach that point where you will start noticing the changes by pounds. By every pound will make a difference. So that's the point where I'm closing in on. That's the point that we're trying to get with these walks. With every step, we approach that territory where the J curve of losing weight is no longer, the progress is no longer fat, it's starting to shoot up. And we're closing in. We're about to go on that boom, that takeoff where next week, maybe I'll lose an extra pound or so. Before you know it, the people at the gym are gonna ask me, oh yeah, what's your name? Oh, in fact, this is what's gonna happen. Every time I walk into the gym, they don't remember my name, even though they know my face. But when I start looking much better, I won't even have to introduce myself. They'll remember my name because I'll be stuck in their minds. That's how this fitness stuff works with aesthetics. If you look so good, you stay on people's minds. They just have to know you. You're just on their mind all the time. Well, that's definitely from a guy perspective when they see somebody that, stays on their mind. Maybe you'd think differently, but that's true. I don't care. But we're gonna reach that point, and we're gonna when I make that video, you'll see. you'll see this life progress of going from invisible to, no, I shouldn't even say invisible, because everyone says what's up to me. It's just a different in a treatment or how people interact with you. That's all it is, really. And if you've never been fat, obese, or just a little put on some fat, like a bulk, you wouldn't know. So I suggest you try it out, just so your humility and humanity can expand, because I got a taste of what kind of fat people experience. Now it's interesting. Let's talk about fat distribution. So for women and guys, it's different. When women gain weight, they have evolved to not store fat on their face. And I think the reason is because men we acknowledge that we like, I'm not even gonna say we, men like physical more than women do, or they admit to it more. So the best looking women over thousands of years, based on their face, were chosen to reproduce, right? The face is extreme. It's the number one most important thing to finding somebody attractive, right? So the men chose the best looking woman, and those women had the genes to not store as much fat on their face, because the more fat you have on your face, the less attractive you're gonna be. It's just the truth. So over time, the women have stored the least amount of fat on their face and stored it on their hips and breasts. Their hips and their other upper body. They have passed on the genes. That's why women gain weight. When they add on weight, it's dispersed much better than a guy. Now for guys, we can be ugly and still pull. We're valued more on our capabilities and leadership and what we can bring to the world. So the guys that reproduce their genes, it's not necessarily prioritizing on face fat distribution, because that wasn't as important. As you can tell, I'm alive. So my ancestors, their faces weren't as valued for reproducing. So where was I going with this? Oh yeah, we store fat in maybe our abdominal area, because fat is kind of like a weightlifting belt. If you have a lot of it, it gives you more stability to lift heavier things. That's why guys get strong when they get fat. So that's why we store a lot of our fat in our core area, because we do a lot of core movements to build buildings, to do manual work. And that's why it's so impressive when guys get six-pack abs, because they built that core muscle. They built that core muscle from all the labor, and then they shred down and boom, it shows the hard work, like, ooh, this person is capable of building. Just food for thought on how fat distribution works. So you can, so this fat loss, weight loss thing, it's coming from a guy perspective with just a average bone structure, you can tell. I'm gonna have to drop much lower in body fat to reveal what I got here. This talk is kind of vain, so let's switch to a different topic. Or just enjoy the view. Oh yeah, this is the workout routine I'm doing right now. So the workout training is 4 days a week max. The off days, I do Pilates, or walk. Maybe some skill training, but nothing intense. I prefer not to do any of that unless I feel good. But the strength training, you really have to give yourself rest days. And I prefer it every other day to rest. Because if you do back-to-back strength sessions, if you're really pushing it, you're not going to maximize your results unless you get 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night. If you're blessed with that, then you can do that. But for most people who they get good sleep and then not so good sleep, alternate here and there, every other day, you're going to get good results. You're going to start seeing progress. Kid you not. like these last 4 or 5 months, honestly, since January of this year, when I focused on strength training and gave 3 days rest between doing the same movement again, my lifts went up every time. Like my weighted pull-ups, I couldn't do a weighted pull-up with the 45-pound plate at the start of the year. I was doing like the 25s. 40 pull-ups with the 25s. Now I can do a 42 45s and some change for pull-ups. And I don't train weighted pull-ups that consistently anymore. I got it to a point where I'm content with where I'm at, and I want to focus on different skills. And it's gonna make my body imbalanced if I keep grinding the weighted pull-ups. I look like a turtle with twig arms and a weak front. Not good. So, just to prove a point, strength training, give it rest, you'll progress. That's a good line. Give it rest, you progress. That's my new slogan. We're gonna make shirts out of that eventually. So, boom. Busy day, I guess. Everyone's driving down the street. That's usually not that busy. But now let's focus on actual walking and burning these calories. I'm telling you, you have more time than you realize. Let's put this into perspective. Let's say you work out or do something like go shopping, whatever, that's near your house, like maximum an hour away walking, right? If you spend less time scrolling on social media, I don't want to sound like a Karen, but just like, or remove all the time you spend on your phone watching YouTube videos, like all that leisure. If you add that up, that's just several hours in your day. You might not realize it, but if you think about it, it's kind of scary how much time we waste on leisure. So if you're gonna do a lot of leisure time listening to podcasts or videos, then you might as well do it walking and not get fat. Like, you become educated and get fit. How much better? What is there better than that? What's better than that? Nothing much. You'll get ripped, smart, and stay in shape. Being ripped and staying in actual shape, it's not the same thing. You want to have a good cardiovascular system and good hips, good bones that allow you to do things every day. And if you just walk, you'll build that strength and endurance quickly. Like last week, my feet were hurting and I was sleeping from just 20,000 steps a day. I would have to get to 30,000 steps a day to start feeling that same feeling. So I've adapted to these high step counts within a week. I'm going and dropping weight. Now today, the approach, like I said in the first walk, we are gonna up the calories a bit. Definitely been eating too low calories on the cut, and with these walks it's just brutal. And my sleep is reflecting that. Not full hours of sleep, not a full 9 hours. So you definitely have to eat way more if you're gonna start walking, which is crazy, right? Because if you start walking this amount every day and you eat less than what you should be eating than usual, then you're gonna find out you're gonna be waking up in the middle of the night to grab something and eat. If you're fat, don't worry about it. Your body's gonna eat all that extra fat. Get used to it. But if you're normal shaped person, eat a little more and walk. It's definitely true that your hormones change once you start eating less. And it changes way more if you do more activity. So you gotta do one or the other. Do nothing and eat less, or eat more and move more. And I prefer to eat more and move more. Especially if you're trying to build muscle over time. Either outside, look at this view. Beautiful. Beautiful view. Now I wonder, oh wow, there's so many cars here. Oh, I forgot there's a biker that passed by. Nothing important though. You know what I'm thinking of? What if we just got like a setup that attached to my shoulder and it just held the phone here the whole time? So I don't have to carry it and change the point of view from low to high. Because I think it's way better if I keep it high right here. This is solid. You can see everything and not too bad. I'm gonna look into that. And if the audio is garbage, then get a headset, mic, and connect it to this phone. See if it improves the video quality. But all I gotta say is, besides just losing weight, these walks are therapeutic. You can learn a lot too. For these walks, this is how I plan them. If I'm not doing the video, I'll listen to an audio book or I'll walk the dog. Do something that during these walks will help you in the future, or something that you already do and include it in the walk, like watching a video or walking with your wife or something. To be honest, that's actually one of the best things you can do. Walk with your wife after dinner. Because let's say you get in an argument during dinner, or just have, a dispute. You're gonna need oxygen and move that food down. It's much easier to get angry when you're not breathing. In fact, I'm not sure if this is correct, but I heard it somewhere. That anger, that emotion, you don't need oxygen to produce anger. And it makes sense. Let's say you're out of breath and you need that motivation to survive and beat a predator that's trying to eat you. Anger is going to help you overcome fear. You're going to waste valuable time trying to breathe up to anger. So anger is instantaneous. Now what you want to do when you're having a dispute and you're not in the wild trying to survive a bobcat, go for a walk immediately, because you're going to get oxygen. You're going to focus on breathing. And instead of having these nasty arguments in your home, you're walking outside enjoying nature. And you get a good perspective. Most people in their cars look kind of miserable, and it makes sense because you're sitting doing nothing, just pressing the gas pedal, feeling fat. But if you're walking outside, you're feeling fit, you're feeling in shape, you're taking deep breaths, you feel the oxygen coursing through your brain and your heart, and you're walking with whoever you're walking. Can't lose that. Life can't get worse, it only gets better. It's a nice tree. Man, this thing needs a leaf cleanup. I wonder who's in charge of it. Anyways, we're approaching the main street or main avenue, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of traffic. So I'm going to put the phone down while I cross, because I'm not trying to distract myself and increase the possibility of something I don't like. To be honest, it's kind of goofy if you're walking, not acknowledging your surroundings when you're crossing an intersection. So there's time and place to record yourself. Not gonna lie though, when I see these people in their cars, I kind of feel like I'm lazy because they're all working and I'm not working actively. I'm just chilling, just walking. But hopefully I can make something out of this walking into some type of work that'll help people. So yeah, stay walking, keep moving. Yeah, like there's this big truck right here next to me. Hard working man or person, whoever that is. I'm still gonna keep it low because I'm still in the intersection area. Across these rocks here. Let's keep walking, guys. Let's keep walking. We're almost at the point of flow. You know, once you start walking 30 minutes and more, you get into this flow state where you burn all this fat. You just feel it. Oh, they just light up another idea. Okay. I'm going to talk about it in my tomorrow video. But let me address the trucker that we talked about earlier. Yeah, like you see these truckers and all these people working when you're leisurely walking throughout your day. Like at me, I like to work and make money. So when I'm not doing that actively, I feel like I'm a lazy sucker, you know what. So, but you gotta balance it. Like at 7-day work weeks, it's awesome when you're with people you like. But then you don't expand on your skills unless your work is skill acquisition and teaching it to others. Like my type of work, it's entry level, but I just monetize it really well that I can make a good living out of it. And you hit this plateau of learning that if you're not taking time out of your day to do something else and let your creativity do its own thing, you're just gonna feel stuck no matter how much money you make. There'll be weeks where I make way more than I ever did at the banking job, but I feel less creative. I feel less smart because it's the same thing. I've mastered it already. So these walks allow me to, speak my mind and think of new things. But now, yeah, what was it? Were we gonna talk? Yep. So the walk in the flow state. Yeah, once you get into that 30 minutes, we're at 27 right now. I mean, I can enter it much faster, but once you get to it, you feel like you can go on forever. That's the crazy thing. Like once you get into that groove, you don't want to stop. And when you take when you sit down, like to eat dinner after your walk, or you sit down, you feel that blood pumping and your legs feel great. You just want to keep going. So if you have the time to keep going or do things that you usually do and include them in your walk, do them. Just keep walking. I guarantee that most of us watching this video, including myself, we're kind of like overweight. We're not like our ancestors that were shredded and hunting buffalo, bison, we're not that level of fit. So if we can just walk and do things that we usually do, we'll look different than the majority, and it's better to be different. One of the 48 laws of power, the narrator said a line about gathering attention. You want to gather as much attention to yourself, even if it's negative or polarizing. You don't want to be neutral and be forgotten, because if you remain neutral and then you want to actively change your environment, who's going to care? Nobody. Trust me, because I've been neutral for most discussions throughout like school and just life experiences. I try to stay neutral, just not to escalate things. But sometimes you have to do it, because if you don't stay on people's minds. They don't pop up in your mind when they want to discuss something or a project or invite you somewhere. You got to be on people's minds, even if it's a little polarizing, right? You don't want to be a bad person, but you got to say what you got to say. Make sure that there's some attention on you and you can leverage that in the future. That's what I got out of that chapter in 48 Laws of Power. So like, for example, if you're fat, you suck. You know, boom, that probably hit a nerve, right? Of course you don't suck, but you're gonna suck forever. Your life's gonna suck if you remain that way. You don't know what it could be if you got fit. And that's why you gotta do these walks with me. You just gotta keep walking. Oh yeah, and look, here's a hack. Here's a hack if you work from home or even work in an office. If you have your own office, like if you're in that career setting, no excuses. Because you probably got a skill set that you can leverage and do some things you want to do your own way. Let's say you're in an office or a home office and you haven't gotten any time to take a walk. Solution is buy a small treadmill on Amazon that's for desks. Under desk treadmill. I have 2 of them. And while we're watching soccer at home or NFL or when I'm doing work on the computer, I'm walking, even if it's 1 mile per hour. Because if I'm just sitting during that time, I feel like I can just sit forever, getting fat. But if I'm walking, I'm actively using my energy. It's not unlimited, so I gotta make sure and maximize my time. Get what I need to do, get it done, move on with my day. All right, we're coming across a civilian, so keep it quiet. It's like Modern Warfare 2. All right, target eliminated. That's not even the voice of Soap or Captain Price. Anyways, back to some real information that you can apply to yourself. That is to enjoy the walk. Oh, let me discuss something that's been on my mind. You know, when you're kind of fat or not in your best shape, and you noticed this throughout the video, it's kind of hard for me to express what my thoughts are. Like, this is another discussion I'm gonna make. Like, these videos so far, can't stay on one topic, I know, annoying. But these topics that are just coming out of my mind right now, I'm learning how to express myself. But because I've never been like, what's the right word? Let's say accepted? No, not accepted. Like, people just gravitate towards you naturally. Like, I have to work for it. I have to work for people to gravitate towards me, because I might not give off the first best impression, but when people naturally gravitate towards you and are accepting, you have no fears or no blocks in your mind on how to express yourself, because everyone's already accepting of you. So the better shape you get, and when people start welcoming you easier, you'll unleash your true personality. You'll have less roadblocks in your mind on how to express yourself, right? And I think that's the thing with me that these videos will help me overcome. Like, this is just practice, really. But the better shape you get, you'll notice that you're gonna be the same person, but you're gonna be able to express yourself much easier, because everyone around you will make it easier and tune in on what you have to say, just because of, you look better. That's a future video where I'll go in depth about personality and self-expression in regards to weight. Because there's some fat friends that I had in the past who did their very best on expressing themselves, and there were some who were very reserved and quiet. But I'm like, this is not natural for them. I know they have like something more to offer. Like, I know they can be funny, I know they're good people, but because they don't feel as included or as acknowledged, they just keep it within. And then when it's time to express during a class, like a presentation, or just when they meet new people, they don't have that skill set. They suck at it. just because they built up that roadblock in their mind from all the feedback they've gotten in their life, just from casual interaction. So that's another thing. Lose weight so you can show who you really are. Lose the weight so you can express your true personality. You might be this gullible, giggly, bubbly person when you're fat, but that could possibly be a cope. That could be a defense mechanism so you can be accepted. But let's say you get ripped, then you have leverage. You can actually do things the way you want them to do, the way you want things to go. For example, in business, when I get kind of like heavy, I may not notice it right away, but when let me put it like this. When I'm selling to customers a service, they're gonna accept it either way. Most of the time I close because I'm a good people person when I'm trying to help them. But when I'm in my best shape, I've sold them already. They don't care what I gotta say. I just gotta keep it short and direct. Boom, money. But when you're like kind of fat, maybe they start to second guess. Maybe they don't want to work with you. It doesn't come out explicitly, but they're not sold 100%. You want people sold 100% before you open your mouth. They say that communication, most of it is nonverbal. What does that mean? Your body language, body, your body, your physical appearance. That's basically 90% of it. So if you're always fit, great shape, skin looks good, you're naturally gonna smile more. People are gonna be sold on you from the start. And then if you know how to talk to them correctly, friendly, well, you don't always have to be friendly, but make them feel appreciated and wanted. 99.9%, hell, yeah, 99%. I was gonna say 100, but some people just might not be mentally there, so you might not get it, or they have some horrible experience. But whatever, hardly happens. But you're gonna get the job. You're gonna get the money. You're gonna get whatever you want. And in regards to money, if you're fit, you're guaranteed to make more money. Guaranteed, just on the time we live in. If you're in your best shape, you can leverage yourself and your skill set much better. I think that's the real reason that I'm doing this weight loss. It's really to maximize my skill set and leverage it, maybe build a brand or something. But yeah. Oh, good ass view. Morning. It's not even morning, it's afternoon, but whatever. Was that old guy wearing a safety suit? What the heck? It was like a Santa Claus guy wearing a safety vest. That was cool. And a small bike too, electric bike. What a character. This is my favorite part of the walks back from the gym. You just enjoy your neighborhood. Well, just disclose my location. Well, I'm moving anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Got a call incoming. About to take it real quick. Let's see if the video doesn't end though. ¿Qué hubo? Hey, ¿qué pasó? No le voy a regalar el teléfono. Okay, bye. Talking about Christmas gifts. So, turns out we're gonna give a phone to my sister. An iPhone, that's what my parents are gonna do. So that means I gotta change my present because I got her headphones. But if she's gonna get what's it called, an iPhone, I might as well get her the AirPods. Ooh, but I also got her a... No, she already has a watch to track her steps. She already has one, but I wouldn't mind getting her that too if she doesn't find the one that she currently has. And let's just keep walking. Keep walking. You know, it's kind of weird when you start walking by yourself, like longer distances, because you might just walk your neighborhood a few times, but then you walk for the first time like an hour away, like to a gym or to Walmart or Sam's, just walking. You kind of feel like, not like you're a bum, but it's like, dang, what am I doing walking all this distance? I have a car. But then you start to enjoy it for what it is. Maybe you feel differently, but once you do these long walks, they feel natural. They feel necessary. They feel like they have to be part of your day. And if you can't get these long walks in, like I said, get the treadmill and do a lot of your work on the treadmill. Honestly, think about it. Any career you do, you can get your steps in. If you're an athlete, you're naturally gonna get your steps in, so don't worry about it if you're an athlete. Unless you're a fat power athlete that needs to lose weight. But other than that, you don't gotta worry about it. But if you're like a blue collar guy, you're gonna get your steps in, you're gonna be fit. But you might wanna walk just, for recovery purposes. You might do a lot of back bending and odd positions. So you're moving a lot, but you're not really walking. So maybe do a small walk. Light 10-minute walk for your hips. Because you already do all that work anyways. But if you're an office worker, well, let's say you're a bank teller. Because I was once a bank teller, right? And I didn't get that many steps in a day. But looking back, what I would have done is done all the daily chores that we have to do at a bank, like filling up the print paper, cleaning the windows if we have time to, refilling the pens, like. If there's no busy, no customers in the line, then do all that extra stuff. Just do things around the office. Not only are you gonna get in better shape, but you're gonna be the most valuable employee of your organization because you're always on the go. You're always doing stuff. So indirectly, you're gonna place yourself in a better position, get a raise, get a new job position, make more friends, and be a valuable asset that cannot be replaced. See? If you just get your steps in, your life gets improved. God does not favor the lazy. God will reward those who keep on moving, keep laboring away. Even if it's these little ass steps that have no meaning, like these walks, somehow, some way, it's gonna change your life or others, people's lives. Like when I started doing these walks, it was just me. And now I get my family involved. Like sometimes you gotta think about this. This is also in the 48 Laws of Power. This will be another video I'm gonna discuss in the future. Trying to convince people with arguments with your words, they're only gonna be more rebellious. Well, not rebellious, they're gonna resent you. They're gonna resent you so hard, and it's true because I try to done it with words. But if you just do it, at first you might get like criticized of, oh, why are you doing it this way now? But if you keep doing it, they're gonna like not care anymore, wherever it is, family, friends, your peers, and they're gonna see the results, and you won't even have to talk to convince them. They'll just join you. You'll just be like, hey, you wanna come for a walk? They're not gonna start giving reasons why not to walk. They're gonna be like, sure, let's go. And then you have people doing what you want them to do. That's the rule of 48 Laws of Power. Get people to come to you, not the other way around. And that's done through action. Model it. Do it. And when you get the results that people would want to get, you can literally say almost anything and they're gonna do it. So just do it through action. 44 minutes in. Like, for me, I'm losing weight and I'm already a lightweight. So, imagine if you're fat. You're going to lose double or triple the weight if you do these walks with me. Like, I'm already losing a crazy amount of weight for my body weight. And I need to focus to lose weight. And it's making this easy. I have to eat more to lose weight. That's crazy, right? I have to eat more. Because if I don't eat more, I'm going to have horrible sleep. I need to have good sleep to have my metabolism at 100%. So, for you fatties, get walking. Oh yeah. Look, here's an idea for you to do walks. Think about your daily task that you have to do during the week. Let's say you could do a walk towards the gym every day. If your gym is like 2 minutes away with a drive, or just walk to it so you don't waste time on the treadmill or the Stairmaster. Walk to the gym. If you don't do the gym, walk and get your groceries. Now, if you're doing a bulk of groceries, okay, you could get a car. Do it in the car, but like if you're just gonna get some things you can carry in a bag, just walk towards it if you have time. Or if you live by yourself and you don't require that many groceries, you could probably get all you need and carry it in a bag. Just walk towards it. If you have dogs, walk your dogs. Your dogs will love you more and they'll live longer. And you get to do things new with your dogs. You might meet friends that have dogs. You never know. And then, learning. Let's say you like reading books or podcasts. Walk with your headphones. I'm gonna make a video specifically on this. Walk with your headphones on and listen to a book or a podcast instead of sitting on your couch. Secondly, if none of those options work for you and you're in a career change, choose a job where you walk a lot, like the mailman or UPS box loader, whatever those guys do. I hear that they walk all day and they get paid for it. Those jobs, you gotta think them of as you're getting paid to work out. That's really what it is. Those are my favorite types of jobs because you just do your work, and if you're naturally a hard worker, everyone's gonna like you, and you can eat way more. You probably can eat some junk and not get fat because you're always on your feet and you're using your muscles. You're lifting and walking at the same time. Way better than these normal walks. So yeah, see, mail. That's your sign to be a mailman. Oh, watch. And here's another benefit that I've seen from other YouTubers that are ripped. So look at my cheeks. I store a lot of fat here, and it keeps me looking young. People mistake me for much younger than my true age because of this, right? But let's say you get ripped, 10% body fat or under. This is gonna go away and you look like a model. And the people that you walk past by, they'll just give you these looks. I remember when I was in track shape, everywhere I went to, I always got eye contact. And I wasn't even that ripped. I was just really lean. And people would be smiling, greeting you well, just treat you better overall. But the level beyond that, from what I've seen and what I hypothesize is, you get so ripped that people not only just treat you better, but they come to you. One of the laws, the 48 laws of power. They come to you, you've sold them. All you gotta do is play the image or execute just don't destroy the image you've built up with the body language. If you look like a jacked, capable person, play into that character. And in fact, that might be your actual character that comes natural to you. It should, because you look it. You look like it, you worked for it. So naturally, you should play into that character that you envision. That character that, you know what I mean. You know, if you look jacked, naturally you can act like a jacked person. And if you're fat and ugly, you can act like a fat and ugly person. Reserved, quiet, unhappy. Like, think about it like this. When you think of happy people, think of them right now. What do you imagine? Let me tell you. You didn't imagine 5 fat people or 5 unhealthy people. You imagined probably a few people laughing together, walking somewhere, enjoying their time together. So that just goes to show you know the answer, you know the truth. Just come out and do it. Just come walk these steps one at a time. And here's the thing, guys. If you're already fat and you do these walks, like I said earlier, you're gonna lose weight faster. You're gonna lose a lot of weight quickly, because the lighter you are, you require less energy to walk. But the heavier you are, you require more energy to complete a step, especially if it's a long walk. So it balances out. The fatter you are, you do these walks, you're gonna lose weight quickly because you need to expend more energy to do walks. But the walking is good for you because it's not hard impact and you can do it even if you're so fat. Maybe if you're 1,000 pounds, probably not, but like typical obese person, 300, 400, 500 pounds, shit, maybe even 600 pounds, get a walker at that point, but still walk. You just do that every day. You walk everywhere, take a quick break, walk everywhere, walk uphill. You'll be burning thousands of calories, thousands. You'll be melting off the fat so quick. You'll be losing 30 pounds, 40 pounds a month if you just walk everywhere all day. If you're that fat already, you probably aren't in a high career that demands all your time. You probably have a lot of free time. Because how are you going to get that fat if you don't have a lot of leisure time to eat, right? So use your time to walk. And if you're gonna eat something, just choose like something that you enjoy that's healthy, like a beef, steak, some eggs with some butter. Eat something that's fatty with protein that fills you up quick, and then spend the rest of your day learning through audiobooks with walks, and then take your dog for a walk and just walk everywhere, and then you learn about your environment, you learn about more about yourself. And trust me, people are not going to be like, ooh, who's that fatty walking down the street? Most people are already like naturally ignore fat people. Like, most fat people are invisible, so you're not going to get noticed even if you're walking. So don't worry about people like thinking about you, because they really aren't already. As cruel as that sounds, so you don't got to worry about judgment. Just got to go out and do it. Just walk. The only time you really got to worry about people's attention is if you're so hot, you're so in shape. That's the price. You're so in shape, you're so hot, people just lock onto you like a missile. Pow. Anyways, the walk is complete. See you guys for the next video.